Hello everyone, how's it going? I am Louis the Average Guy 1983. Today is Saturday, February 22nd, 2025. It is a beautiful 71 degrees right now. It is about 10 in the morning. I got back from work around 7:25 and I took a nap for like maybe an hour and a half or so, and then I got up to get ready to do this range test. Today we're going to be doing a range test in Gear 2. However, before we get started, I wanted to show you a couple of little things that I did so that I can try to make my trip a little bit more safer today. So here we go. All right, so what I ended up doing, since I complained about the crappy turn signals on this scooter and how the turn signals literally blend in with the brake light, I decided to add the wireless turn signals that I was using on the Roadrunner Pro before I ended up hardwiring some new ones to it. So this one is very simple to use. It charges on the USB-C and it does come with its own remote. However, you can pair one remote with two lights. So I have one right there and here's the other one in the front. So if I move back, you can see the turn signal just by itself without it being on. It's super easy to turn on. It uses a one of those little silicone sleeve thingies, and all you have to do is push this little button here just one time and it turns it on. You can see a little blue light indicator here, and if I turn on the turn signal right over here, just push this one right here, just like that, you do usually see a little light there, but check it out. You see that? That's freaking awesome. So let me go ahead and show you guys real quick. Turn off the little turn signal light here and turn this one on now. There we go. You can see the little blue light there. And now if I turn on the turn signal, bam. So now I have the turn signal on the back of the backpack in a much appropriate height where people can actually see. And on top of that, using the brake free light on the back of my helmet to help me out so people can actually see if I'm going to be making a left turn or a right turn, etc. It's very visible. Even from where I'm standing at right now, I'm about 10 feet away and you can still see the turn signal. And the same over here on the backpack. So allow me to demonstrate real quick. Turn on the scooter. We do have it at 100% battery. I reset the trip information. We're going to switch it to Gear 2. We are going to be in dual motors. And here is the turn signals for the rear of the scooter. Can you see it? Look. It's barely visible. And that's just the turn signal by itself. If I move far, look. You can't really see it. The light is too low. It's too dim. Now the problem with that too, for example, if I turn on the headlights real quick, now you can't really see it. You could barely see it at the very lower bottom of the light where the turn signal is flashing a little bit. That's what I was talking about, it blending in. You can't really see it in the daytime. You could semi-see the brake light when you apply it because it's a little bit brighter, but you can't see anything else. So I took too much time from you guys. We're going on almost 4 minutes. So let's go ahead and gear up and take this thing out for a ride and see how it does in Gear 2. I'm super excited for this. I'm going to guess 30 miles of range, since on the last one I guessed 40 and I got 45.5. So let's see what it does with this one at 28 miles an hour. Alrighty, my friends, so let's go. This should be super exciting because this is going to be much faster in Gear 2. We do have the acceleration set to 3 for both the front and the rear motor, and this is stock, so this is really cool. I do have cruise control enabled, so I may have to disable it for a little bit because I don't like the idea of accidentally keeping the throttle on. So I'm going to turn it off real quick. Let me pull over to the side. So what we want to do here, if we can see it, is go to the A0 settings, push the menu button. It's going to take you to P5, and then we type in the 6969 code. When we get into it, we can go to A8 and set it from 1 to 0. Push the enter button for the M button there, double click, and we're out of there. Here we go. Perfect, and people can definitely see me. That's wonderful. Alright, so right now the miles per hour says 29 on here. That's where we're peaking. So I'm not sure what it says on the GPS preview remote information, but we're doing pretty good. This right here is a lot more safer to use on the bike lane, man. Super difference on this. And I probably should have used these turn signals for the range test video that I did in gear 1. I probably should have done that, but I didn't think about that at the time. But again, the acceleration is really good on this. It does peel out a little bit even in like mode 3 when it comes to the acceleration level. But that's because I don't have my full weight on it. But once I have my full weight on it, it doesn't spin out of control. Alright, my friends, since I am in the South Pasadena area, I'm going to cut the video here. We have about 1.4 miles in. Now on this one it says we have 90% battery life, but it's creeping up. So we'll see how it does, man. I'm guessing 30 miles, but it could be less. Remember, you know, we're going a lot faster than gear 1. But that's the whole point of the range test. We're going to see how far we can take it. Ideally, I like to bring it down to about 60% and then start making my way back to my house, just in case something happens where the battery dies. I don't have to walk too far. But alright guys, I'll let you guys go and we'll catch up once we reach Alhambra. Alrighty my friends, and we are in the Alhambra area on 4th Street and Main Street. And we got about what looks like 91% battery life, 4.9 miles in on the ride. We're still in gear 2 and dual motor mode. We do have tire pressure set to 40 psi, so I did forget to mention that at the beginning of the video. And we're doing really good right now. The acceleration is still there, and so is the top speed of about 29 miles an hour from what it says on the display. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut the video here because we are about to be reaching that danger zone of San Gabriel Valley. So I want to make sure that I focus my attention on riding and not so much trying to make sure that I keep this video straight so that you guys can see where I'm going. But this is just for safety concerns, you know, but I do feel a whole lot more safer riding at this faster speed. So this feels freaking wonderful. With that said, guys, since we've already reached Garfield Avenue and Main Street, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video clip here, and I'll check back with you guys once we reach San Gabriel Valley. Alrighty my friends, so we have reached Rosemead Boulevard and Las Tunas Drive, so we're doing pretty good. I'm gonna see if I can get through here because it looks like they're doing some kind of parade thing back there. So right now we look like we have 88% battery life on here. We got 8.4 miles in. Alrighty my friends, so we are in Arcadia on El Monte Avenue and Las Tunas Drive. We've been riding for a little bit. We got 10.7 miles in on the ride, and we have what looks like 72% battery life. It was at 70% and it creeped up to 72, so I'm not sure how the voltage tag is really doing realistically. But we're doing good so far on the range, and we are topping out at about 27 to 28 miles an hour from what it says on the display. I'm not sure if the GPS information is going to properly work or not, but I do have the cruise control off because of the way people brake here. But overall, we've been doing good. I did have to take a detour because of that area where they had closed off for some parade thing that they were doing. I figured it would be much safer to just go ahead and do a detour and take the streets up until I was cleared from the area. So now we're on Live Oak Avenue, so Las Tunas is going to turn into Live Oak in just a minute. But I'll give you guys an update once I reach a little bit further down. But we are at like 73% battery life on this scooter. Alrighty guys, I'll check up with you guys in a bit. Alrighty my friends, I'm checking back in with you guys. We made it to the city of Irwindale again. Right here where you guys can see the blue tarp was the previous Irwindale Speedway here in this area. And we got what looks like 61% battery life. We're riding at 27 miles an hour from what it says on the display. We got 13.6 miles in on this ride, and it's still doing good regarding the acceleration. That's the only thing that hasn't quite reduced. The acceleration and the bumpiness is still there, but we're doing good so far. So I'm going to cut the video here, and I'm going to keep going a little bit further down. I want to kind of like get it towards the low 50s, like maybe 55% or so, and then start bringing it back because we do have to go in the opposite direction back home. But Yeah, my guess is going to be about 30 miles, give or take. I could be wrong, but that's going to be my bet on this Cruiser V2. So we're gonna see how it does, because the last time I did this range test in Gear 1, it surprised the hell out of me. So the voltage sag though is definitely very real. So I'm kind of glad that I'm doing this range test, because it just lets me know how much this scooter can do for me. And I recommend anybody, man, that gets any new scooter to really do this. So I know it sucks having to do your own range test videos for yourself, but you can kind of get an idea of what to do or what to expect out of your scooter when it comes to the range. So if you're going to plan out a trip, whether you have to bring a fast charging battery with you or not. And remember guys, you can use the fast charger that's for the Roadrunner Pro. It does come with the little XLR adapter, but you don't have to plug that in. You can plug in that GX16-3 cable directly into the scooter. You can set your amp hours to like maybe 6 or even 8 amps if you want to, instead of 10 if you don't feel 10 amps is safe, and charge at a faster rate. So that's what I'm going to do, because I have that Roger charger. So I'm going to put it at 8 amps this time, because I need to come back again tomorrow, which will be Sunday, to do the final range test in Gear 3. That one for sure, I know that it's going to give me a whole lot less range than both Gear 1 and Gear 2. But for this one, I am going to be guessing 30. It's weird. So the voltage sag right now says 71% battery life. You see the confusion on that? Right now that I stopped, earlier it said 61. So I'm not really sure how much battery life this thing realistically has because of the voltage sag. And I noticed that a lot of the voltage sag comes from mainly the battery. So I'm thinking these LG cells, even though they're 21700 cells, they're not as good as the Samsung brand or the Blade brand from the Teveron scooters. So it's just something to take into effect. So now it literally says 57% battery life. It literally just jumped from 71% down to 57. So we're gonna go a little bit further down, maybe up to the Santa Fe Dam recreational point, and then turn around, which we're not that far from reaching it. It's just maybe like a mile or two away from here, and then turn around so we can start heading back, just to secure that the scooter is going to make it back home and I'm not going to get stranded anywhere. So as long as I'm around Highland Park, I can walk the scooter back home. And I know that this scooter is going to drop between 5 to 4% when the motor's cut off officially. So hopefully you guys will be able to see that on the video, so you guys can know what to expect. But oh my god, that I felt that. These shocks definitely need to be swapped out. I found some online, by the way, but they're expensive at about $70 for each one, but they do apparently fit the Cruiser V2. So a little crazy, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video here, and then we're gonna try to get as close as we can to the Santa Fe Dam recreational area, and then start turning around, because now it says 56% battery life, and I definitely want to start turning at this point. So I'll check up with you guys in just a bit. Alrighty, my friends, so we have made it to the city of Baldwin Park, and we're reaching the Santa Fe Dam Recreational Center area. This is going to have to be our turning point, because I see 52% battery life on this scooter so far, and with voltage sag it jumps up to about 65%. So I believe the 52% over the 65. You can see the sign right there that says Santa Fe Dam Rec area. So we're going to be turning right here, and gonna go back home, because I want to make sure that we don't get stranded here. This is very important to not get stranded in this area. So yeah, let me just show you guys real quick. Hopefully you guys can see this under some shade, but here we go. This is the information that's on here on the screen. It does say now 60%. You see the weird thing about this Emove Cruiser V2? That voltage sag, man, is very real. Now it says 60% when it literally told me 50-something% battery life. But we're still going to turn around. Again, guys, it's doing good, man. This scooter is doing really good right now. It's, again, the tire pressure is set to 40 PSI. I feel like 40 PSI is like the safe spot for these tires. And I've gone over loose gravel, and the scooter's doing fantastic. I haven't seen it skid out of control under loose gravel, so it's really good right now. We are going to be turning around. So look, I still have you guys on video here, and now it's just 62% battery life. That is some crazy stuff, man. Seriously. But now we're going to start hitting back, because this is kind of like a danger area, and I feel like being able to get ourselves out of here in a much safer area is probably the safest way to go. But you can see the sign up there. It says Santa Fe Dam Recreational Center. We're going to be going back, and I'm going to cut the video here because this is the turning point for me. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know how the scooter does once we reach Irwindale again. Alrighty guys, talk to you guys in a bit. Alrighty my friends, and we've made it back to the city of Irwindale. So we are about to pass the freeway bridge, and we're doing pretty good on the scooter. We now have 47% battery life on this thing, and we got what looks like a speed limit cap of 26 miles an hour without the acceleration being affected at all. And we got 18.4 miles in on this ride so far, so it's doing pretty fabby. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video clip here so that I can continue to focus on the road, because this area right here, you're supposed to be riding at about 45 miles an hour, and unfortunately this scooter is doing about 26 miles an hour from what it says on the display, so I gotta be real careful with this. But alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video here, and I'll see you guys once I reach the Las Tunas Drive and Rosemead Boulevard over in San Gabriel Valley, guys. Alright man, talk to you guys in a bit. Alrighty my friends, so we made it to the San Gabriel Valley area again off of Rosemead Boulevard and Las Tunas Drive. We got about 29% battery life, 24.2 miles in on this ride. I do feel like I'm gonna make it home, but just barely make it. The speed has reduced down to 25 miles an hour based on the display, and it seems to still be doing okay. This is a decent speed. I'm actually quite happy with this speed versus the Gear 1 speeds. So this is still nice, and I am reaching a bike lane, so this is going to be a little bit more safer. But again, we are in the San Gabriel Valley where things are still quite dangerous in this area, especially with cars pulling out of these shopping centers. They don't always seem to be looking out for bicyclists, and that's kind of a dangerous thing. But yeah man, we got 29% battery life, 24.4 miles in, and I do feel that I'm gonna make it home, but just barely make it home. So I'm hoping to catch the recording of the motors dying out, and then I can go ahead and switch on over to my smartphone so I can give you guys a close-up of the display with the total mileage we did on this ride. But man guys, do I feel so comfortable riding the scooter in Gear 2. Like, this is a nice feel, and like you guys can probably see from the GPS information, it says 25 miles an hour. It might say 26, but it says 24 to 25 right here that it's fluctuating on the scooter, and we are going a slight little incline right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video clip here because I do gotta focus on my riding here. I have to merge over to the left lane, but thankfully I do have my turn signals on, so you know, in the scooter, so I'll be able to let people know I'm going to be going into the lane so they can look out for me. But yeah, I'll check in with you guys once we reach the Pasadena area, or at least Alhambra, and we'll go from there. Alrighty my friends, talk to you guys soon. Alrighty my friends, so we have made it to Alhambra off of Raymond Avenue and Main Street. It says that I got 19% battery life, 28.5 miles in on the display. I'm not sure if you guys might be able to see that information right there, kind of, in a way. Yeah, if I kind of put some shade here, you guys can see that information. Now it says 16%. It's weird. Right now, the information here on this display has been kind of off. It's been fluctuating between like 8% battery life up to 26% battery life. So I don't know which one is accurate, but it's pretty crazy that it's doing that. I hope I make it home. I do have 28.5 miles in on this ride so far, so I'm hoping that I do get at least the 30 miles of range. I am about 4.5 miles away from my house from this exact point, so it is a little scary to have to walk all that mileage back to my house with the scooter. At least the scooter isn't that heavy, and I do have the handlebar adjusted to where like I can freely be able to walk with it without having any back pain or anything like that because the handlebar is too low or too high. So that is pretty cool. I'm gonna try to do everything I can to let the scooter glide without using the throttle on any little areas where there's declines, and do my best with that, and hopefully, you know, I make it home and I can at least record the part where the scooter motors cut off. Alrighty, my friends, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the video here, and I will catch up to you guys again once we reach the South Pasadena area. Alrighty, my friends, looks like the battery is finally cutting off here at the 45% mark here in the city of South Pasadena. Alrighty, my friends, so I had to pull over to the sidewalk here because the battery officially died on the scooter. I'm about 3.5 miles away from my house in the South Pasadena area. This does kind of suck because I'm gonna have to walk this all the way back home, so I'm officially going to have to do the walk of shame. Brr. Anyways, check this out, guys. Almost on the money. 29.9 miles of range in gear 2, going down to 5%. And as soon as it hit like 5 to 4%, like it was fluctuating, the power cut off to the motors and it stopped. So I pulled over from this area over here. I walked it up this way up to this point where we're currently standing at. But at least I'm next to a sidewalk, so that's a really good thing. And I don't have to worry about, you know, getting hit by a car or anything like that. So I'm gonna walk this the rest of the way home and catch up to you guys, because right now it's almost like 1:15 p.m. So thankfully it is Saturday. I don't have anything super important to do today. I do plan on doing a range test tomorrow in gear 3. And because we're going to be going around 37 to 39 miles an hour, I'm definitely just going to take it to the Las Tunas route and come right back, because it's going to be going pretty fast. And now that I know that at 29 miles an hour in gear 2, going down to about 23 miles an hour, you get almost 30 miles of range. So not bad. 29.9 miles of range out of 30 miles that I was guessing. So let me go ahead and do the walk of shame here. Walk it another 3.5 miles back to my house, and then I'll go to the basement and I'll talk to you guys about this overall riding experience, especially having the turn signals and how much that actually helped. All right, guys, talk to you guys in a bit. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and we're now in the basement. Man, am I super freaking happy and excited about this. Okay, so I know that I had to do the walk of shame. I did basically slightly over 4 miles, man, of walking distance, and I did get a freaking blister on my foot, so it does hurt a little bit. But I wasn't wearing the correct shoes. I was wearing shoes that are comfortable to be standing with memory foam, but they're not perfect for walking, because as the foot starts rubbing against the shoe, you start creating a hot spot on the bottom of your foot, and then it turns into a blister. So that's kind of a bad thing, especially because I normally walk with different shoes, and I walk between 3 to 6 miles every other day. So I'm definitely used to walking for long periods of time. So that kind of sucked that I got the blister. But either way, first I want to talk to you guys about the range that I got on this scooter. The main reason why I'm super happy, even though I'm tired as hell, is that the scooter gave me 29.9 miles of range in gear 2, going up to 29 miles an hour. That was freaking incredible, man. I can't freaking believe it. I guessed 30 miles of range. So I was literally 0.01 miles away from reaching the 30 miles that I was originally guessing. So that's freaking awesome, man. The scooter did fantastic. Like you guys were able to see in the video, man, the acceleration on the scooter, even in the acceleration number 3, is really incredible. And again, you can try to avoid having the front wheel peel out by kind of like pre-kickstarting your scooter as you take off from a full stop, and climb on the scooter to put all your weight on it, and then push down on the thumb throttle, so this way you can get your scooter to move and not have to worry about that spinning out of control sensation. That's one way I found out that I can kind of control that. But it did really well. The acceleration was great, and again, the only thing that went down was the maximum speed limit, like the miles per hour. As the battery was going down, you know, further and further down to 0, the maximum speed was slowing down, but the acceleration was still there. So I'm not sure what kind of sine wave controllers are being used on the scooter, but they're pretty efficient when it comes to that. However, The voltage sag, man, that's a real problem on the scooter, and I kind of noticed that it's like that with almost all Emove products. And I don't mean to bash the Emove brand because I own a Roadrunner Pro and I'm buying a Roadrunner V3 as well, and I'm going to be modifying that one just like I did with the Pro, adding different lights and adding a range extender aftermarket wise. I'm going to be using it, for group rides and things like that as well. So I noticed that even those scooters have voltage sag, and I think it has to do with those LG 21700 cells. Maybe they're not as high quality as the Samsung 21700 cells. I don't know. It's hard to say what it really is to pinpoint that. But the voltage sag was pretty crazy. It kept fluctuating up and down, so I wasn't really sure 100% where my battery percentage really was. But the fact, again, from 100% charge down to the low 4 to 5% from what it said on the display, I got 29.9 miles of range. And again, we were in dual motor mode, and we were under the acceleration number 3 in gear 2, which was excellent. So again, my weight is 292 pounds with gear on. I've already showed you guys in the previous video what kind of gear I carry in my backpack. And yeah, it was pretty cool. And then something else that really helped my ride feel more comfortable was these lights that I originally bought for the Roadrunner Pro. This light here, it comes with just one turn signal and one remote. It has a really crappy manual. It is in English, but it doesn't explain much because I guess it's just written in English from the Chinese version. But here's what you get in the box, man. So you get basically the remote, which is wireless, and you can change the batteries on this. You just got to remove the 2 screws on the top and bottom. You got the bracket that goes for the turn signal itself, your USB-C to USB-A cable for charging the remote, and also 2 silicone straps to be able to, put all of this together on your scooter. And you're pretty much good to go. Now, each one of these comes with its own remote, so it's quite easy to use. Normally, when you see something, you can kind of see a little red light. Remember I was telling you guys about the little light? That's it right there, but it's very faint. You could only see it at night. So all you do is just power on the little light. It turns, blue, and you just push the turn signal, and here you go. Now we're facing one direction. Now to get this to face from basically a right turn signal from the front to a right turn signal in the rear, just flip it over. So when you're facing, the back side, this is still like the back of the backpack. Here's the right turn signal. If you're facing the front of the scooter, turn it this way and clip it back onto the mount. And now you have your right front turn signal. Now, what's super easy about this remote pairing, that it's not in the manual either. That's the bad thing about this, but you can do it. You press and hold the power button right here for a couple seconds until both of these lights flash. As soon as they flash, push the button on the remote to pair that light. But what you want to do, the one that's originally paired with this, you want to have that one off. Do not power it on, so there won't be any kind of a communication issue. So let's say this is the second one, right? From the other box that still has its own remote, and you want to pair that light to this remote for the other one so you can have 2 turn signals. You press and hold the power button for a couple seconds. You see the flash, and immediately push any button on this remote from any of the ones that you see here, and then you can turn it off, and now it's already fully paired. You see that? So from there you can turn on the second turn signal, and now you'll have both of them on at the same time with just one remote. That's how this works. But very cool, very simple to use, very simple to add. You can use zip ties. One negative about this though is that these little brackets here that you see at the top and the bottom, those break very easily, and that's the reason why I had to use a cross strap of zip ties to be able to put this on the handlebar area. But to change the battery out, it does have some screws. You can see it right there at the top, and at the bottom you can see a screw there. You take it off with the little cross screwdriver, and you can replace the battery, so you don't have to worry about not being able to change the battery on the remote. So that's really cool. With that said, my friends, this is going to be it for the video. I was super happy about the results. Everything came out good, even under the GPS preview remote, so I was surprised. Maybe the reason why I got bad information on the Gear 1 range test is because I was riding for over 4 hours, and maybe the camera got too hot. Maybe the SD card got too hot, because that gyro information does go into a separate file into the SD card, and it pairs with that video clip. So maybe it was that. I don't know. It's hard to say. I am going to get another GPS preview remote just in case, but I figured I would just bring that up in case any of you guys are interested in picking up any of the gear that I have for yourselves. With that said though, if you guys have any questions about the Cruiser V2, please feel free to comment below. You guys know I always welcome you guys' feedback regarding the scooter. And again, if you like to support the channel and you want to buy yourself a Cruiser V2, consider using my discount code TAG198350 off to get $50 off on your Cruiser. And again, it's not about the money because there's only a 5% kickback for myself. It's more about getting credibility with Melvin so that I can continue to review scooters by being able to borrow them from them. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to review Project Daytona as well once a full production model comes out, so I can actually put it through its paces and give the correct information as well. So with that said, my friends, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, and I will be seeing you guys on the next range test video, which will be in Gear 3. So let's see how many miles we can get off of that one. All right, guys, peace for now.